it messes up the audio. Hey, Keisha, how are you? I see you're on the line, but maybe I have you muted. Sorry. Yes. Keisha, can you let me know if you can hear me? Hello, Keisha. Can you hear me?
Well, I was here early. So
she was here working.
I guess I can move over. Yeah.
Do I need to send him an invitation?
He knows how to go in there.
Okay.
I didn't imagine, like you said.
Those lights aren't on. The ones in the hall are not on. Okay, and you can still hear me now?
Oh, yeah, it looks bright.
Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you testing it out with me. You are not anymore. I will put you back on mute. Unless you don't want to be. I'll unmute you if you have questions at the end. Hey, Andrew, you can hear me okay? And can you see my screen? Okay, thanks. And you can see my screen now?
Yes.
All righty. All is well then. Thanks.
Give me my foot.
Where is everybody?
I know Keisha said that she would be joining online. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh. Just the ones that are supposed to be.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome.
Okay, well, it is 10:30.
It's 2018.
Ready to learn. Yeah, there's lots.
Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get started. It's just a few of us today. We're going to go ahead and get started. So thank you so much for joining us, those of you online. Oops, I probably need to, my screen. Oh, let me do this. It's probably me. I know, that thing is so bright. Still didn't do anything. Oh, I'm hoping it works now that we've got the display on the thingy. Okay, so I'm going to ask those of you, I was testing whether or not everything worked without the projector screen. So for those of you on the line, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, I've got you back on mute, both of you. Alrighty, so today we are talking about finding opportunities. But I was going to say before we get started, let's do announcements, but we'll just talk to the one person in the room. So just announcements. I'm not sure where you are in your whole certification journey, but just so you know, at the end of this month on September 21st, we're going to be having our next certification one-day boot camp, where I'll be teaching all about certifications, you know, which ones are right for your business, you know, what the process is and all that. The way the class works is there is pre-work that I provide to you. I give you an ebook that I've written all about certifications, and also ask which one certification you want to work on and focus on during the class, provide you with a checklist, because the first half is all content and me spraying you down with all the information I know. And the latter half is where we actually hop on and work through the certification that you've chosen for yourself. So a great one-day class. The cost for members is only $299, but you know, if you come well prepared, then you can walk away with the certification that you work on. So anyway, consider that for your business if you are not yet certified and that's something that you are working towards. So Keisha, that is open to you as well. So let me know if either of you ladies would like to participate. Registration is available on the Gov Association website. The event is out here. Where is it? There it is, Certification Bootcamp. So you can just register for that, and then yeah, we're good to go. Okay, so today we are talking about finding opportunities, and let me blow this up so y'all can see it. Oh, and darn it. I just gave you the answer if you were paying attention to the screen. Which P in GCA's 5P formula do opportunities fall under, for those of you who may not know?
Proposal.
Oh, wow, it's the proposal. Yes, you are correct. Ding, 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 ding. So as you know, GCA has our success formula, which we break down into the 5 Ps: preparation plus promotion plus proposal plus performance equals profit. And opportunities are all in the proposal phase. So this is our FastTrack Software that we offer, that we make available for members and non-members alike. If you want to have your own personal roadmap that you can go through to learn how to find opportunities. And that's kind of what I'm using to as the basis of this training today. So first, when you're talking about how to find contract opportunities, and we alluded to this a little bit last week for those of you who were here, we first look at historical data because we researched the past to identify what's going to be, you know, the opportunities that are currently out there and what's going to be happening in the future. And the reason is a large percentage, and I don't know the exact percentage, but a large percentage of government procurement is are recompete. So their bids were somebody, whatever it is, somebody was cleaning a building, somebody was providing security services, somebody was doing HVAC maintenance or elevator maintenance or whatever the situation is. Somebody has been doing that work for this building that's been standing up for 20 years. And now the 5 years is over and they're just having to put it out for bid again. So that's the majority of what contract opportunities are about. So by researching the past, we can start making predictions about when those opportunities are going to come up for bid again. So it just makes our job of forecasting easier and allows us to prepare by doing some of what we did last week when we were at the NCMA event, meeting the contracting officers that you know are in charge of this project and making those connections 18 months, 12 months before we know the opportunity is going to be let, so that they kind of have in their mind, oh, I know that, I know Sandra does this work, and you know, I know that company. So when your bid comes along, they already have a preconception of who you are, the kind of person you are, and whether or not you can do the work that, you know, because of the previous relationship that you've built. Of course, it's still going to have to be an open bid and competing and all that good stuff. But, you know, once you set yourself up and position yourself that way, it could make your opportunities a little more favorable. So my best resource for researching information is FPDs. This is one of my favorite websites. It's not the most user-friendly website, and the great thing about the software is you don't have to remember any passwords anymore or have to have a crazy password system like I do. You can just click on the link and open up FPDs Next Generation. Okay, so the way this works, when you first log in, let me log out. You're going to come to a website like this, and it is going to ask that you log in, that you provide a username and password. This is all linked with your Dun & Bradstreet SAM profile and all that stuff. So once you're registered in SAM, then you can have access to this. When you log in here, we are looking at the easy search data. Okay, and even though this is not the most user-friendly system, this is the most robust. This is where the government has to put every opportunity that has ever been worked in the way of a contract is listed here in this database. So this is the first place it goes. The information from here is then extrapolated and prettied up and put into USA Spending. So USA Spending is a much more user-friendly version of the same information, but one, it's not as current, and it's, you know, why just come to the source instead of going the other way around, and you're going to always have the most current information. So what we can do is look by NAICS code, by several different factors that we want to look at to search for opportunities. So do you happen to know your NAICS code, Sandra?
541430.
541430. And what is that? Is that graphic design?
Graphic design.
Awesome. Okay, so we see all the thousands and thousands and thousands of opportunities here. I don't think it tells us. Yes, it does. It tells us 18,769 opportunities. That's quite a few, right? I know, too many for us to look at. But the great thing I like about this is because this tells us who's buying what you sell. These are the top 10 departments that buy graphic design services. Department of Interior, I never would have thought that would be #1, but Department of Defense, Health and Human Services, Treasury, GSA, Department of Agriculture, Commerce. Oh, the Smithsonian Institute. Wow. Yeah. Broadcasting Board of Governors. I don't even know that one. And then Homeland Security. And then these are the top 10 contracting agency names. So Department of Army does, you know, oopsie, sorry. They do a lot of spending for graphic design services. And I imagine that's some, you know, with some of their campaigns and stuff. The National Park Service, that makes sense, Department of Interior. Fish and Wildlife, Department of Interior. The U.S. Mint, that's Department of Treasury. National Institutes of Health, that's all HHS. Federal Acquisition Service, Department of Navy, that's another DOD. The Forestry Service, Interior, Smithsonian, and then Public Building Service, that's GSA. So these are the top 10 contracting agencies. So the good thing about this, and I don't know if you've been here for our classes where we've talked about building your Dream 100. Okay, so that's kind of a dream list of the 100 different agencies, companies, contracting officers, prime companies, all that kind of stuff, people you want to build relationships with, basically. So using FPDs, you can get the top 10 contracting agencies that you need to try to start building relationship with just based on their spend in your primary NAICS code. Okay, so top vendor names. This is really important as well because these are the top 10 contractors that are winning work in your particular NAICS code. So these are the primes that are actually winning. So this too goes back to your Dream 100. You know, if this is your very first foray into government contracting and you've not done it before, then maybe it would behoove you to contact these folks, let them know about your capabilities, send them your CAPE statement. You know, if you've got work in the Atlanta area that, you know, more work than you can handle, I'd love the opportunity to subcontract with you. So these are those top 10 vendors that are actually winning that kind of work. So, and then this just helps us to ghost the competition and do all the other stuff that we talked about last week, but I'll be getting into that in a bit. Okay, so let's look at one of these opportunities. Let's look at a good one. These are definitive contract. I need to make this a little smaller so I can scroll, and then I will blow it up when we find one. Okay, here's one for 50,000. That's back in 2002. I want to find a more current one. Wow, all of these are older. Okay. Advanced search, we can always add criteria and go to, I'm trying to look for a date signed from October 1st of last year to, let's say, June of this year. Okay. So here we go. Here we got some more current opportunities. Okay. So, and again, let's see if the top 10 has changed based on that. So because of that, we've changed, narrowed the date. It's changed as far as the people buying, but you'll see, as you can tell, it changes primarily the order, but the buyers are still the same people. Department of Interior, Defense, Treasury, HHS, GSA, Smithsonian, Homeland Security. It's the same people buying. It's just how they're purchasing cycles and when they actually spend the money. Okay, so let's look at this first one. This is a good one, $250,000. Let's take a look at this opportunity. Okay, so, and this is so much good information. The great thing I love about FPDS is you can start learning governance very quickly by studying FPDS, because it's going to teach you things that you probably didn't know. Like, I don't know if you noticed on here, are you kidding me? See, that's what I get for going back instead of doing what I was supposed to do. There we go. Okay, still the first one. You know, it talks about the award ID number. We know the contract number isn't one, right? But this is that particular task order, that delivery order that was given on this particular contract, which is for $250,000. So it just allows you to, like I said, learn governance so much more quickly. When we view the opportunity, and I understand I'm trying to keep it big so y'all can see, but this tells us what the original solicitation ID number was. And the procurement identifier here, the date the contract was signed, the base and exercise option value. So this is an $872,000 contract, and they've only used $250,000 worth of that. And it's going to be a one-year contract. It was signed March 20th of this year and is expected to be completed by next year. That's some pretty good work if you can get it, right? Yeah. So, yeah. This Itinerary is the vendor based out of Virginia, and looks like they're American Indian owned, woman owned. And let's see, it was a firm fixed price contract. This is such good information, and let me see if I can find what I'm usually looking for. They did, it's photo, map, print, publication, artist, graphic services. It was full and open competition, so it wasn't any kind of set aside for 8A or what have you, but the small business set aside total was the IDV type of set aside. And as you can see, it has different types of set asides and everything. So this is amazing information. So what does this tell us? This was signed last year. This is for the Environmental Protection Agency. Next year, we know March of 2019, this opportunity is coming about again. But let's kind of take a look at what it was and see if this is something within your scope. So now we can use that solicitation number, go straight over to FBO. And you can use FBO without logging in. I just always do, because by doing that, it allows you the opportunity to watch different searches and do a whole bunch of other stuff that you wouldn't have the opportunity to do otherwise. Oh. Okay. Darn it, darn it, darn it. 541430. Okay. Let's go to advanced search. Okay. Excuse me while I look through this. This is award notice. 541430. I'm going to put some dates in here. We know the opportunity came out in March. Or it was awarded in March, so let's see. Okay, so I got January through March of this year, and I'm gonna put in our NAICS code. Are you kidding me? Oh, Myra! Advanced search. What did I do wrong? Award notice. Solicitation. I put the NAICS code in, I thought, or did I not? 541430, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I did put the NAICS code in. Okay, so this isn't it. It was an open competition.
Found the solicitation.
And I'm wondering if it's because that wasn't the same ID that they used when it was posted in. I've seen archive data before though. Let me see if I need to look at archives, if that's going to help. Come on. Opportunity.
Why don't you search both, see where it says active documents and archive documents?
Where do you see? Ah, that's what, because these are all archived. That's what the problem is. Thank you. I was like, why is the graphic department? Here it is. I think that's the EPA total award. Yep, Cincinnati Procurement's operations. Cincinnati Procurement Ops Division. So this is the opportunity. So now we're going to take a look at here to look at the solicitation to see what the nature of the work is, to see, okay, this was awarded last year. It comes around again March of next year. Is this something I can do? You know, that's what you want to know. And it was done on Fed Connect. Okay. Overview. Oh my goodness. Oh, really? Is that all you're giving me?
Wow.
Okay. That means literally, oh, here it is. The work statement. That's what we want. Come on.
Come.
Okay, so this was the actual solicitation. It was 70 pages. But you know, the great thing about this is you can take this and you can start studying it and figure out, okay, what are my capabilities versus what they asked for? Are these capabilities something that I can do myself? If not, do I have people that I know that I could partner with that we could tackle this whole thing? So it just gives you the opportunity to, instead of with 10 or 15 days notice, with a whole 6 months to try to figure out, is this work that I can do? So yeah, but this is the whole descriptions, the specifications, and then I'm actually pulling up, I think the Word document opened. Yeah, this is the performance work statement. So the scientific research arm of EPA, leading edge technology, okay, tells them who they are, what they do, the purpose and scope. ORD, do you know what ORD is? Oh, Office of Research and, okay, that's their term. I thought that was a graphic design term. Okay, so the work request process. Okay, so this is all the technical stuff. This doesn't tell you anything about what it is you're doing. Oh, here it is. Create and maintain a menu of graphics and media services that shall be available to customers on ORD websites and the WRS, of course. It also gives you 6 months to figure out their acronyms, right? Length of time, required completion of common service requests, maintain standard operating procedure for reviewing and updating the menu of graphics. Hey, draft a menu of graphics. So yeah, this kind of tells you what the everything, literally giving you 12 pages of the plans, how you need to do it, what your responsibilities are. You've got to do a weekly staff report with all those different things. So it gives you time to prep all the deliverables so that you're not having to do it, like I said, on a 10 or 15 day turn time when you know that you've only got a few days to prepare a proposal. So this is really good information and really, you know, a good way to figure out how to identify what's out there and what's coming based on what has been awarded in the past. Okay, so that was one. Now I'm going to, what did they say those are? I'm going to try to find one that's a set aside. Do you have any certifications right now?
I have a HUBZone certification.
Do you? Awesome, that's powerful. Okay, so type of set aside. Okie dokie. So I'm going to go back to the easy search. Okay, going to clear all of this. Type in your 541-430. And go. And then we're going to narrow it some more. We're going to go to advanced search. We're going to add, oh crap. Total type of set aside. Like HUBZone. Okay, so we've searched it by HUBZone opportunities. So graphic design set aside for HUBZone narrows the field of the 18,000 down to 29.
That's a workable number.
I know. And then two, you are now competing in a much smaller pool of people that do what you do. I mean, you know, it already wasn't a completely saturated field, but then we go down to the top 10, and it's not even a full 10 of the departments that are utilizing. So this tells you a couple of things. This tells you that DOD, Department of Education, GSA, Agriculture, HHS, and HUD, they all use HUBZone as a contract vehicle. So some of those others that may have been in the top 10 for just your NAICS code, but are not showing up in this top 10, may have other contract vehicles that they prefer to use, like 8A or woman-owned or via OSB or something else. So now you know, okay, let me just focus on these agencies because one, I'm going to be unique. They're looking for HUBZone. They understand what HUBZone is and how to use it, and they already use it right now to award contracts. the contracting agency names, these are the top 10 agencies that are doing it. Army only did one. You remember they were one of the biggest in the last one, but Air Force did 13. So, and they're the largest by far of opportunities, of the 29 opportunities. So, and then these, and of course, none of the people that showed up on the vendor list from before are on this vendor list because, yeah, they aren't HUBZone. Salmon Group. So these are now the companies. So let's take a look at the opportunities. So, and award type, this is a BPA call. What is a BPA, you ask? Well, we go over to our handy dandy software and talk about types of opportunities. What are the different types of contract vehicles? A BPA is a blanket purchase agreement. Okay, so now I know what a BPA is. And then you can research, like, what is a blank, you know, how do I get one of those? Is that something that I need to be looking at? So this is 150,000. This is a pretty good one. Let's take a look at this one. So this, again, that's just a particular purchase agreement that came through on a larger contract that was out. This was only a $150,000 project, only 150,000. Of course, get 29 of those, right? You'll be okay. So this was $150,000. It was signed on June 2017, and it was a one-year contract for that 150,000. And let's take a look again at, and it's a relatively small company. I mean, the C3 group, they're only 1.2 million. They're based out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And this is an opportunity in Oklahoma. That's interesting. And this BPA call shall provide document design services, including but not limited to design and layout of publications and communication materials, guides, brochures, booklets, newsletters, posters, emails, all that good stuff. So is that your wheelhouse?
Yeah, we definitely do publications and newsletters and
Mm-hmm.
all of that stuff, emailing.
Yep. It's a HUBZone set aside. So let's do the same thing we did with the last one. Go in and look at this opportunity on FBO. Yeah, that's not an actual contract number. That's why I had such a hard time finding it. I mean, that's not the solicitation number. Okay, so go back to return to list. Oh, go back. Okay, here we go. So we are looking again at archived documents. Come on, solicitation and award notice with your NAICS code. We're going to change the dates to 2017. Oh, I should have put HUBZone in there. Oh, it's only 3. Which one was it? Is that it? The EPA? Oh, no, this is Department of Education. Find results. HUBZone. Oh, did I put the wrong year in? No wonder I didn't find what I needed. Excuse me, guys. Oh, Myra. December 31st. Okay. Oh. HUBZone archived. 430?
Yes.
Oh, wrong one. Oh, that's already checked, okay. Oh, hello. Okay. Okay, how many is it? 6, okay. Let's see if I find it. Department of Education it was, right? I wonder why it's not showing here. That is odd. Oh, because it's a BPA, I think.
We don't put those in there.
I think that may have something to do with the type of action that it is, yeah. Well, let's see if we can find a different one. How do I go back? Ah. Okay, so back to our 29. And see, it's a BPA call, and you see all of these that are listed there. So it might be from an earlier time. So it could be that the award wasn't within the dates. I wonder if maybe I need to change the dates, and then I can probably find it. I did take out the date though. Okay, so that's not it. All right, well, let's look at a different one. This is a delivery order, so we know we can find these because we found it before in the other one. So this one is graphic design services. And again, this is all about searching the past so that you can identify opportunities going forward in the future and figure out how to position yourself today so that, you know, in 6 months, 12 months, you're ready to go after other contracts that may come about. But this too was a HUBZone set aside. And it was a task order. Okay. When was this? Gee, who is the contract? National Institutes of Health. Okay. And what was the date on this? Date 6/14. HUBZone set aside. We already did all this. Search. National Institutes of Health. Okay, what am I doing not correct here? Yeah, see, I'm purposely having issues so that you know you need to persevere. Oh, you know what? I need to check the both thing. I think that's what it is, because it could be that in both situations, that BPA and this task order, because they were this year, they could actually be open, active awards. Well, no, that only added one. Department of Homeland Security. That didn't do it. National Institutes of Health. Refine search. I do have HUBZone listed, right?
Yeah.
I've got HUBZone as the set aside code. Both active and archived opportunities. I just don't know why there aren't more of them. There are only 7 results literally showing. Do we have the right code in? $541,430. Okay. The PSC code is 4R499. Refine results. R499. R499. Okay, so the only one showing here is this GSA solicitation, but, okay, so much for searching on that side, but at least we can see that the Department of, who is this, the National Institutes of Health, in June of this year did award this contract, and the completion date is estimated to be 12/31. So the other way to skin this cat is to go to National Institutes of Health's website and look at their forecasts. And I know you were at the networking event that we had that NCMA had last week. Did you get a chance to talk to the new president, the guy that's the contracting officer with HUD?
No.
Because he was talking about that his agency does a really good job of forecasting, of sending out forecasts. And they usually, do it very, very early. So like the forecast for what's coming up in 2019 is already out now. So that's something that you can look to as far as the organization itself, and look at their future opportunities about what's happening.
Now, she said she was HUD or HUBZone certified.
She's HUBZone certified. Yes.
So HUD runs, okay. I thought you said.
Yeah.
HUD.
Right, yes, I did. I was referring to a networking event that we were at last week where there was a contracting officer from HUD who mentioned that his forecasts come out early. And what I said that we can do, since we're not finding the opportunity on FBO, is go directly to the National Institutes of Health and look at their forecast opportunities to see what future opportunities they may have coming up, and then research that way. Forecast. And then, instead of just looking all through the website, go to their forecasting section. And here we go, small business opportunities. Research opportunities for procurement forecast. Do you see that? Procurement forecast data repository. Okay. And then this is 50 of 4,153 entries.
Wow.
So, yeah. And I wonder if we can, let's see how we can search if they have keywords like this, if we can put HUBZone. Nope. Clear search results. Okay, back to all the opportunities.
So HUBZone is a growing program. It's not going to be, once I thought it was something they were going to cut out, but is that not true?
I've not heard that they will. I mean, especially given that, there are always areas that that need economic improvement opportunities. So I can't imagine that they do away with the program entirely.
Y'all remember who was on the panel that said they have a hard time finding HUBZone? What Myra said?
Oh, this just recently, like 2 weeks ago?
Yes, somebody on the panel said.
I didn't hear that. Okay. Did you have a question, Dakari?
I do, but I thought this was right.
Okay. 541430, is that the right one?
Yes.
Okay. And then anyone else that has a NAICS code that they want me to look up, we can do that too. Oh, nothing for the keyword. I wonder if I'm not searching right keywords. What do they want to see in keywords? Oh, they don't put NAICS codes in here, so that's not going to work. Yeah, they want words.
They want actual words, not acronyms and numbers.
Graphics. Okay, I probably should have picked graphic, but bring your brave. Breast cancer social and digital media educational campaign. That's cool. Look, that's gonna come out in 2019. Is this a forecast or that's an end date? IT supportive services, that might be something you need to take a look at, Cynthia, for ETRL. And then they have this 8A sole source There's an 8A sole source that's coming out for them too. Communication support, so that might not be for them, but anyway. Bring Your Brave, does that sound like what you do? The media educational campaign?
Well, if it's gonna be, I don't know, if it's gonna be a social media thing, that's not really what I do.
Okay. Yeah,
But
message.
infographics and your web content, like,
And then too, keep in mind that, some of the fellow people that were in the competition with you, it could be something that you can partner with them on to do. And because we know the opportunity now, we know that it's coming out for next year, this is one of those things. Oh, this was awarded already. And the period of performance. Well, I thought I was looking at a forecast. Okay. So this is one that's already been awarded, it looks like. Estimated dates. So, but keep in mind that by finding the opportunities early, it gives you time to do one of several things. It gives you time to study the opportunity, see if you've got the capability to do it, to figure out where your gaps are in what work it is that they're asking that be done. Bless you, so that you can fill those gaps with other people that you may know and all that kind of stuff. Form those relationships with those people to see if you're going to be, good partners and what have you. And then most importantly, form the relationships with these contracting officers, the points of contact at those respective agencies, so that you can, be equipped and prepared to, going forward. Okay, so who else has a NAICS code that we want to play around with? 54. Okay. And that is Health and Human Services Consulting? Human Resources? Okay, so, alrighty. And do you have any certifications for your business?
Small business.
Okay.
Small business.
Okay, so no. And as I was mentioning earlier, I think this is before you got in, the great thing about this is the website called FPDs, Federal Procurement Data System Next Generation. By using this, you're able to find the top 10 departments. These are the top 10 departments that buy what you sell. Usually you can go back year, I didn't put any dates in here, so like you can see this opportunity was from 2001. So this is telling you who that historical top 10 are, right? So year over year, this is who's buying what you sell. These are the top 10 contracting agencies. So those are the federal executive department. There are 15 of those. And then these are the agencies. There are hundreds and thousands of these. So Army, Federal Acquisition, State, Energy, the federal prison systems. Who knew they did a lot of HR, right? So, I mean, but so go where the people aren't. Go where other people may not be thinking about. Everyone's trying to do business with DOD, with Army and all that kind of stuff. Who's thinking about the prison systems for HR services? So yeah, Veterans Affairs, Transportation Security Administration, and then Forestry Service. So, and then the vendors, these are the top 10 vendors that are doing business in those agencies. So these are where you can, Lockheed Martin, one of the top 10 vendors for HR, wow. Booz Allen, but yeah, these are the top, two of these are the top federal contractors like in the world. So these are right, yeah, yes. FPDs, I was gonna say. Yeah, ideally, yes, but I think you can search without it, but FPDs, mine just pops here because I think I'm logged in already, but F like Frank, P like Paul, D like David, S like Sam. Yeah. And then on the upper left-hand side of your screen, there's something that says login. Okay. Alrighty. So we've got some of these, let's sort by date, same way I did before, because right now we're looking at opportunities from 2001. So here, once you're in here, go into advanced search, and then we're going to add different criteria. And we're going to do award date signed from like October of last year. We want to start with this federal fiscal year, October 1 of last year through, let's say, June of this year. Okay, and that's narrowed our search down from whatever that huge number was to 2,150. Now let's see what that's done for our top 10 list. It's shuffled the order somewhat, but it's still some of the same folks. But look, Pension Benefit Guarantee Corporation, that's a new one that didn't come up before. Okay, so let's look at the opportunities here. Delivery order. Okay, this is a good one because this is the second one I've seen for them. This is a supplemental agreement for work within scope. Wow. Look, this particular action was only $32,000, but their total was $319,000 for the 1 year performance. Or the 1 month, is that right? Am I reading that right? It was, the effective date was January 1st of this year. The estimated completion date was March 31st of this year. And the work obligation was $319,000. Yeah, so this is what it is. And it was an 8A sole source. And see, the good thing about some of these, now this probably isn't a great example of that, but do y'all understand that once a contract is 8A, it will always be 8A? Do you understand that? Okay. So yeah, once a contract has been set aside for 8A, and the reason for that is think of an 8A contract as it's not going to be your contract. It won't be your contract. An 8A contract belongs to the SBA. So that means the SBA is the actual contract holder. And then the SBA is, in essence, if you want to think in contracting terms, subbing the work to you, if you will. But the SBA is the one who owns that contract. So the SBA will always own that contract. Once it's ever been set aside for 8A, it can never go anywhere else. So that's why 8A is so powerful. It's one of those resources that it's so easy to search for stuff via 8A, simply because once it's been 8A, it'll always be 8A. So if you see one of those action obligations where it's a base year plus 5 years and it's coming due next year in June, and you know, the 8A company that currently has it is graduating from the program prior to the expiration of that contract, they can't get that work again, but that work will always be set aside for 8A. So there's opportunities for your company, if you've got an 8A, to go after it. And that's why it's just so easy to search for stuff like that. I don't know if the same is true of HUBZone. I can't say for sure, so I don't want to misspeak and say that the same is true for a HUBZone type certification or for any of the other set-asides like SDVOSB, but I know that's the reality of 8A. And I apologize, folks. I forgot to turn my phone off. Okay. So why was I getting on that? Oh, I was using this as an example because this is an 8A sole source contract, but this was only 3 months of work. So I think this was just a short-term project. It's probably not going to be one of those contracts that repeats every year necessarily, but it could have been for training that's done every year. So maybe it is. And if that's the case, then that's an 8A contract that will always be 8A going forward. Okay? Oh, Keisha has a question. One moment, let me, oh, and you've got your NAICS code. Okay, let's look at you next, 611330. Okay. So we're gonna go back to, oops, not there, close. Okay. What was it, 611330? Is that what it was? Oh, darn, questions. 611330, okie dokie. So 611330, we are going to add the date. So we've got a light on over there. Date signed. Gonna do the same October last year through June of this year. So the start of the federal fiscal year through June. Okay. All righty. So, ooh, good gracious. Is that right? Oh, I only did the date signed. Let me add an NAICS code. I was like, good Lord, how are there 3 million opportunities for this code? And it's not even one that I know. A NAICS code. Where's the NAICS code? Oh. Now. Oh, come on. Clear. Wow, there's only one opportunity. Is that the right code? 611330. Okay, let's see if that code is correct because I'm not getting anything. Census.gov/NAICS. Y'all know where to find your NAICS codes, right? Oh yeah, that's not a valid code. Your audio disappeared. So you can no longer hear me, Keisha? Well, that doesn't make any sense. If you can't hear me, you can't hear me asking the questions. Okay, give me a second. So, can you hear me now? Oops. Oh, and I. Can you hear me now, Keisha? I feel like the professional management development training. Okay. Oh, I think this 511. Yeah, I know that's management 611430, not 330, 430. You got it? 611430. So now let's go in and look for the code. 611430. And then we're going to add the advanced search and add the dates. Flipping by it. There we go. June 30th. Oh, I got the wrong date in here. October of 2017. There we go. Okay. So now we've got 6,166 results. That's a little better. So here are the results. And Keisha, do you have a certification as well that will allow us to narrow it at all? I did not hear, hopefully you can hear me, but if not, let's look at this one. This is a nice one, Department of Army. Well, let's first figure out who your top 10 are. So top 10 agency departments that buy what you sell, GSA, DOD, you're going to see a lot of the same players over and over and over again in the top 10. DOD, Department of State, Justice, GSA, Transportation, Agriculture, VA, Health and Human Services, Treasury. Those are your top 10 departments, top 10 contracting agencies, Federal Acquisition Service, State Department, Navy, Army, Veterans Affairs, Forest Service, PBS with GSA, and then Federal Highway Administration. And then your top 10 vendors. These are the top 10 companies being awarded the contracts. So, you know, these are the primes that you can go to kind of dip your toe in the water, get your feet wet, and start subbing. And then, yeah. But let's look at this particular opportunity here with the Department of the Army. So we are going to view it. And this is the delivery order. So I wonder how big this contract was. Okay. So it started January 31st of 2018 and estimated completion the end of next month. And 783,000 is what the value is for training support services. CE Medcom, is that, I assume, medical? Okay, no set-asides used. Let's see if we can try to find this particular opportunity in FBO like we did that first one. In FBO, let's go back to opportunities. So, and we're doing this so that we can take a look at the scope of work, see if it's within your capabilities, and if so, whether or not it's something that you need to look at doing yourself next year. Okay, why is this not working for me? Okay, advanced search. So we're gonna go, and what did we say the code was? 611430? We're going to take out active and archived. NAICS code of 611430. And what was yours, 541430? Yeah, we're going to take out that one so we don't have both. Okay. And date from October of last year through June of this year. And let's see what comes up. Oh, 88 results. Oh. And this was Department of Army too, right? Okay, so let's see if we can narrow it down with that. Department of Army. And as you can see with all these Army opportunities, they are a big purchaser here. So let's narrow the search with the specific agency location. Okay. Oh, there we go. Department of Army. Seriously? There we go. Department of the Army, because I forgot the or the. Do you say the or the? And this is USA Health Contracting Act. Okay, let's just, if we narrow it to Army, hopefully that limits some of our. Okay, wait a minute. Medical, it wasn't MedCom, it was health contracting. Okay. And let's see, we narrow the 88 to 34, okay. And this was what kind of training? This was education training general. Okay. That's not it. Next page. Is this it? 1W. Oh, sorry. Nope. Okay, so yeah, you'll need to take some time to go through to find the actual solicitation that came out so that you can look through. I guess we got lucky the first time, right? When we found yours. So that you can find the actual solicitation and read through it. Army Medical Command. Is this it? WK81. No, that's not it. That's not it. Okay, so yeah, but this is basically how you go forecast opportunities. And this will find historical opportunities so that you can try to forecast for the future. But let's look at finding current opportunities now. Everyone is familiar with FBO, right? Y'all were here, several of you were here last week, so we did this exercise in class going through FedBizOps, actually searching your NAICS code using the advanced search feature to find either competitive pre-solicitation opportunities, and this is opportunities that are coming out in the future, sources sought, where they're trying to do research to figure out who's qualified to do on work and decide whether or not they're going to set it aside for woman, minority, veteran, etc. And also combined solicitations. That's the actual solicitation that's out now that may be an opportunity for you to bid. So this is kind of where everyone goes. There's also another great resource called FedBid. If you have any type of commodity-like business, then you definitely want to use FedBid. So FedBid, if you sell furniture or, you know, we're using FedBid quite a bit for the Korea project we're working on, where we're sourcing opportunities for furniture companies, we're sourcing opportunities for a medical device company that does ultra low temperature freezers, companies that do toner cartridges, all that kind of stuff. So if you have any kind of commodities, then FedBid is going to be your opportunity. But don't get discouraged if you are a service-based business, because there may be opportunities on FedBid for you too. The advantage to FedBid is generally the process to submit a bid is considerably easier. Now, FedBid is another one of those that you do have to register for. So they're going to compare your information to your SAM profile. So you'll need your DUNS number and all that. It's going to take about 24 hours for you to get activated on the site. But then you're coming here to FedBid. Keep in mind, FedBid is the only one that's a .com and not a .gov site, okay? So FedBid is an actual commercial site that you go to look for opportunities and such. And then on that, you know, you can just use whatever kind of keyword to search with. So here I've got ultra low temperature freezers and I'm searching. And here we got one that's out there, Genetics Corp. They are looking for, well, they're looking for a whole bunch of health supplies. And I guess one of these is an ultra low temperature freezer, but our company doesn't produce all this. So this isn't a good opportunity for us. But the thing about FedBid, look at this. It tells you how much time you've got remaining. So most of these opportunities are going to be relatively short, like a 1-week turnaround. So here we got 168 hours remaining. What is that in days? 72, 3. A week. Okay, so a week left to respond to it, and then you just go in and find your, you know, basically you're putting in what is your price to do whatever it is you do. Now you said graphics. Okay, so we've got 6 buys here for graphic. Equipment items. The U.S. Embassy in Georgia, maybe, and only 53 minutes. That may be a little hard to do, right? Looks like the one high performance computing PC. I don't know what this is. Oh, this doesn't look like anything with graphics. Maybe the machine they're looking for does some graphic stuff, but glass fabricated glazers. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Oh, examples of window obscuration graphic. So I think they're doing graphics that obscure the windows. You know, yeah. So that's not what you do? Okay. So, and then sexual assault materials, a tabletop display, a domestic violence education wheel, healthy relationship checklist. So, I mean, this is, it looks like, some of this looks like, what do you call it? Swag kind of stuff, like air fresheners, zippered pouches, but others are display table things, panel graphics and that sort of thing. So those may be opportunities for you. And then you said you are HR consulting? Oh. Recruiting. Let's see. I did see several opportunities on here where they were hiring for like chaplains and musicians and all that, but you specifically recruit in HR?
No.
Oh, okay. Let's see. What happened? Recruiting. Search within the range. Oh, yeah, take out graphic. Graphic recruiting. Okay. Okay, lodge, tree planting. Yeah, I don't know why. HR.
Pine tree planting.
Huh?
Pine tree planting.
Exercise equipment, fitness, okay, HR, that's not, let's do human resources. Lodgepole. Okay, so this enterprise thingy, what is this? It's coming up. Okay, yeah, I don't know what that is. So for the service-based businesses, not so much. But, you know, if you work with any kind of commodities, definitely something for you. Okay, now that's searching for opportunities in the present. And then, of course, don't forget, like, opportunities in your backyard, right? We're right here in DeKalb County. Every county, municipality, city, state, local government has the needs for your services. So don't forget to go, you know, go local with your searches. The best way to do those types of searches is generally just through Google, where you know, go into Google and say doing business with. Okay, you pick one. DeKalb, City of Chamblee, what do you want? Doing business with Chamblee. Oh, that's not the right one. That's doing business with City of Procurement, Chamblee, Georgia, official website.
So we always do procurement and then city or something?
Huh? Usually if you do doing business with the city of whatever, it'll come up with the procurement department. Sometimes it'll take you to their occupational license type place. But yeah, you can search for procurement as well. But here is current procurement opportunities, development, maintenance, operation. Oh wow, financing of a soccer sports complex. Design services for a new police headquarters. Okay. Streetscapes, all their stuff is about beautification and improvement of the area. So let's, where else? What else is right around here? Brookhaven is a separate city? Well, purchasing Brookhaven. Open RFPs. And they have a vendor registration section. Bless you. Okay, so elementary school stuff. Intersection improvement and turf field conversion. Oh, wow. They're going away from real grass to turf, are they? Okay, what happened to the question? Sorry, Keisha, I'm trying to find your question. I saw you had one for me. Uh-oh. I think I broke it. Oh, there it is, right there in front of me. Oh, you just called in rather than using community. Okay, so you can hear me now, Keisha? I guess. Okay. Attendees. Yes, so now she's on the phone. Awesome. Okay, great. So City of Chamblee, same thing with DeKalb County. I mean, you know, they usually have a lot more opportunity. DeKalb County. Let's do the usual thing, doing business with DeKalb County. And then here's their, oh. Let's look at their bid opportunities here. Their active ITBs, and the ITB is anyone? ITB? Invitation to bid. There we go. And then RFPs. So, yep. They've got the renovation of Stone Mountain, Sue Kellogg Library, new noise operations monitoring system. Wow, okay. They've got something going on at Peachtree DeKalb Airport. That's interesting. Design and demolition, animal shelter operations. Huh.
Is there a contact person for the airport?
Yeah, no. Well, this is the county contact, but not for the Peachtree Airport. Are you looking for the county contact?
Or actually, I'm thinking about
events. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, this isn't gonna be the people at the airport. No, it's not. They do. Yes, sir.
When it comes to doing local, state,
Uh-huh.
and federal,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of, I guess in terms of being paid for the contract, is it different for government agency?
Yes.
What's up for local and state?
What's the question?
In terms of being paid, I guess, I know that a couple of federal companies I was going after talking about having a government credit card, something like that.
Right.
Purchase orders.
Uh-huh.
So is it the same local or state? Or?
Sometimes, for the smaller opportunities, sometimes they'll pay with a purchase card, and it depends on the municipality as to where that threshold is. If it's 3,000, 2,500, 5,000. But generally, federal has like one set of rules that they go by. You know, generally, if you're a small business, you can request to get paid within 15 days as long as you're submitting your invoices on time and according to the system based on whatever it is. If it's a wide area workflow or whatever automated way they have that you submit your invoices. But county is not always that quick. And it depends on the county as to how long it can take. But, you know, sometimes it can be 45 to 60 days with some county agent, you know, government. So you've got to be careful about making sure you spread out, you know, the different work.
Is that like, are you able to negotiate those terms, or is it like pretty much setting stuff?
You know, anything that you negotiate, you've got to do before you actually sign the contract. Once the contract is signed, sealed, and delivered, then you're beholden to what's in ink already. So any negotiation you need to do on the front end, but that's one of those questions that you can absolutely ask in the beginning. It's like, you know, what are your payment terms? When can I expect to get paid? And if they tell you something, oh, you know, 30 days or 45 days, you can try to negotiate that up front. And then the other important question that you want to ask, especially as you're dealing with city, state, local municipalities, is, okay, so you ask, what are your payment terms? They tell you 30 days, and you figure, okay, I'm cool with 30 days. This is going to be a little tight. It's going to stretch me some, but I'm cool with that. Your next follow-up question should be, what's my recourse if I don't get paid in 30 days and I've done everything I'm supposed to do? So you want to know what those next steps are before you get there, because unfortunately, with some counties that I'm not going to name, it can be tough on a small business. If you've got something out there, you know, 25,000 out there for 45 days, that's a lot for a very long time, you know? So, yeah. CYA. Okay, so 10 more minutes, 12 more minutes. What kind of questions do you guys have? Let's see if I did anything. I kind of went off script here. How to find opportunities, USA spending. Oh, GSA, e-library has gone away for right now.
Are we currently in the fourth quarter?
We are in the fourth quarter of the federal fiscal year. The federal fiscal year starts on October 1st and runs through, through September 31st.
What's the, I know because they have a budget,
Mm-hmm.
trying to meet, I guess, their fiscal year.
Right.
So when it comes to the fourth quarter, are they more open to trying to get things completed?
Absolutely. This is generally the buying frenzy, but right now, if you haven't already started that process, now might be too late, because literally they at the beginning of the fourth quarter is when they were just throwing out contracts to anyone who could get the work done, because of course, keep in mind, the federal government, all these budgets have to be approved. And if they don't spend the budget they were allocated, they don't get that budget for next year. So, you know, if I allocated $150 million to you and you only spent 100 million of it, well, next year, dude, it looks like you can run on 100 million. Why am I not giving you 150 when I can use 50 over here for something else? So it's definitely a use it or loser, which is why fourth quarter is the buying frenzy time. So you definitely want to kind of get in good with those contracting officers and let them know who you are and that you're an 8A or a HUBZone and that you've got the ability to sole source, because that means you're making their job easier. They're not having to go to put it out here on FBO. I mean, they then have to do the formality that, you know, we're awarding this as a sole source contract to this vendor, you know, because the rules say we can, basically, is all they're having to do, instead of put it out for bid, wait for people to respond, read through 5-6 proposals, and wrap up the end of the year too. So, yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about the GSA schedule? I've always heard that it was mostly commodities on the GSA schedule. Is that true?
No, not true at all. They're IT companies. Cynthia's working right now with an IT company. It's an IT consulting firm that has the GSA Schedule 70. And then I know HR has a schedule and training has schedules. So yeah, If you do what you do for graphics can absolutely be on schedule.
Graphics is definitely on schedule.
Yeah.
But how do you find out what the schedule is and what you
Well,
need to do?
perfect segue. Next week.
Next class, the 12th is on GSA schedule.
Yeah.
So
Is it the 12th or the 11th?
I think the 12th is Wednesday, right?
Association meeting, so the 12th.
Yeah, Wednesday is the training.
Oh,
Yeah.
Here at the same-
Yeah, so Bob Dorff, he's our GSA specialist, and he is going to be here talking all about GSA schedules. So you definitely don't want to miss that class. And keep in mind, class starts at 10:30 sharp. So, be here so that you can hear what he's got to say, especially if you think a GSA schedule would be something advantageous for your business. Just to at least learn what the process is and how he does it. He came with us to our very first trip in Korea, so now he does quite a bit of work over there with the companies we introduced him to, and now he's also working with Korea Medical something or another to help several of their firms get on GSA schedules. So it is possible, even for a company that is not commodity driven. Okay. What other questions do we have? Nothing? Okay, let's just go through here. Look at the DLA award database. Oh, I hate all these military sites are like haven't updated their notices. Oh, search value, wild card permitted, yes. Some of these delivery things that we had, we can search on here. Solicitation ID. Solicitation. Oh, okay, that didn't work. Alrighty, well guys, if you have no other questions, I am good. Okay, we will see you next week. A few of you came in late. If you are looking at certifications for your business, Dakari, I know y'all have all yours, but you may be looking at a GSA schedule, so definitely come next week.
Well, I'll see that sound.
Okay.
How can I get the information?
If you are, you can join the webinar at the same time if you're available, if you're not traveling. Yeah.
Well, I'm traveling. I can still go to it.
Yeah. You can join. I mean, I was like, if you're not driving down the road or something, but if you're at a computer at the same time, you can join via webinar. But if not, then we put these in the Gov Training Vault. Yeah, and we can, I know you haven't been to a new member orientation. So next week, Wednesday?
Not this week, we can have 19th.
Okay, the week of the 19th on Wednesday, we have new member orientation, and I know you're not new, but you've not been here to know how to navigate some of the training vault and all that kind of stuff. So you probably want to come to orientation so you can figure out how to do that. Okay, yeah. But for the rest of you that are looking at certifications for your business, I am having a certification boot camp. That's going to be a one-day boot camp on September 21st. That's a Friday. It's going to be all day, a very long day, but it's a lot of good information. So join me for that. For members, the price is $299 to join for the all-day boot camp, and there is pre-work involved. If you are going to register, once you get yourself registered, I'll get you an ebook that kind of explains all the certifications, and then I will talk to you about what one certification you want to work on during class, and I'll provide you with that checklist. The first half of the class is me just spraying you with all the information I know about certifications. And the latter half is you working through all of the pre-work that if you came prepared, doing everything I asked you to do, then in the last half of class, you'll be able to get it submitted and uploaded. And so for the low cost of $299, you can actually walk away with the certification if you do your homework. So, yeah, but see me if you want to register. You can also register online at Gov Association in our event page. We have down here the certification boot camp, and you can register. The system knows that you're a member and you get the member price. Non-members pay a higher fee, but still, regardless of whether it's the $299 or the higher fee, it's still worth it to, if you do your work, to walk away knowing how to get one of the certifications. Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh,
Good job.
thank you. What am I doing? Logging off the webinar.